Alright everybody, we're hiking back into this big mountain range. We're about 3 miles back right now. We just came to this nice rub on this ridge. Buck polished this beech tree right here. So we're gonna go hang a few cameras on some mock scrapes. One cell camera, maybe 2 other regular cameras. Gonna see what we can find for some buck sign. I tracked some bucks up here during the season, but we probably got like, I don't know, a good 2 miles left to go to the first camera, so we'll see you when we get there. Alright guys, so we just found where we're gonna put the first camera. I tracked a big buck up on this ridge a bunch of times, but he bedded a bunch of times right here. We just found 3 real big beds, a couple other smaller ones. So I just made a big mock scrape right here. There's a runway coming right through this little fieldy spot right here. And I had marked this on the GPS back in the fall. So I'm going to make a mock scrape on these little limbs right here with my licking branches. And I got this all dug out. I ripped all the weeds out in front of the camera so we don't get too many fake pictures. The camera's going to go on the tree right behind the camera, behind Becca. So basically I'm taking this Smokey's deer lure. It's a preorbital gland, and I drip it on all these licking branches right here, what I want my licking branches to be. So I just take a few drops, put it down on these licking branches. I usually try to get it down to the bark pretty good, let it hold the scent a little better. So we're going to get the camera set up and then we'll show you the whole thing all set and done. Just make sure you always break all the limbs that are going to get fake pictures for you. You don't want that. I usually try to go as high as I possibly can because the bears just rip the cameras down like crazy up here. Alright, so I just got done setting this camera up. We got a big scrape here, big mock scrape here, runway coming through. We just set the camera up, show them the camera. Cell cam so we can get pictures all summer long and into the fall. We're way up on this huge mountain, and I know there's a really big buck up here, so hopefully we get some pictures of them. But it's definitely key to get your cameras out this time of year and get your mock scrapes established this time of year. It's like mid-June right now. Into July is okay, but once you go past that, it can kind of be iffy. But I like getting them established as early as I can. So we'll see if we can watch some velvet grow this summer and hopefully be hunting a giant buck on this hill this year. Alright, so we just came up on this big scrape here. We've hung 2 cameras so far. We're kind of heading out now. We got 1 more camera to hang. We'll show you that. But we just wanted to show you what an annual scrape looks like, a primary scrape. And we just came to one here. You can see it's real black mud dirt down here. I'll have Becca show you that in a minute. But we got a licking branch right here, and you can tell there's been a scrape here for a long time, for years. All these limbs are chewed off and busted off from bucks getting them in their horns on this little spruce. Like I said, they're all busted off at different heights from different years. So you know there's been a lot of scrapes here over the years, and you can also see the roots in the ground too. That tells you there's been a lot of bucks pawing here, during the season when they're actually making the scrape. But they come and use these scrapes all year round. There's actually a pretty good sized track in it right here, probably from this week. So they use it as a communication. They come here and rub their head, their preorbital glands on these limbs. A lot of people think they only use scrapes during the fall, but that's not the case. They use them year round. So this is one thing you're definitely going to want to look for when you're out scouting and you're deer hunting. So we just got to the last camera we're going to do today. It's kind of like a swampy spot about halfway up this really big mountain. It's been a really good spot to us over the years. My dad's killed a lot of bucks right here, actually. I've seen some bucks right here. But you can see this big scrape right here. It's here every year in this fieldy area right here. Like I said, it's a bench about halfway up this mountain, and there's a little bit of a wet spot here. And there's always a big scrape right under this beech tree right here, every year. You can see last year he got it all twisted up in his horns right here. See the roots here again where they scraped it out. Pretty good runway right here too, so get deer most of the year here. But again, I'm going to put some of the Smokies deer lure up here, preorbital gland. For anybody that's not using a preorbital gland on their scents, you're really missing out. Almost look like a bear back there. This definitely changed the way I use mock scrapes, but I'll let Becca show you the camera back here. Camera's on the tree right there. A big thing you want to do when you're using cameras up in the Adirondacks and in the big woods is they got to be high off the ground, at least head height or higher, so the deer don't see them and the bears don't see them. So right here it blends in really well. I don't think we'll have any problems there. I've had bears rip them off the trees a lot of times, but I just try to put them at least head height or higher. If they're out in the open, I'll put them as high as I can get. Sometimes I'll climb the tree a little bit. So that's gonna wrap it up for today, and we're gonna get heading out of here.